Namaskaram to all of you, the chairman, the secretary, the president, the entire committee member, the youth wing, the women's wing, and all the eminent personalities sitting here who contributed to the nation's development. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening has been a marvelous evening for me. For the last 1.5 hours I am here, and it touched my heart. When I saw the elegance with which the cultural event was presented, it was just superb. And I congratulate all the women who participated in this. Please give them a big hand. It's a very traditional program. When these days we see the programs, when I was sitting with the gentleman, we were only worried about the sound of the bass. You know, the sound is so much, there was nothing else there. But when that dance came and the presentation came, it was so thrilling, so soothing, so Indian. I think it can make a comment, I can make a comment here that you have brought Indians to India. And Nayars are part of India. And when I now stand here and listen to each concluding remark, there is no sectarian activity at all. It is always the national activity. You are talking about Jai Hind. You deserve a big clap and congratulations for that. When we are only talking about Britishers' words. Angrez mar gaye, aulad chhod gaye. I cannot say shame on India, but I will say great on Nayar community that you preserve the heritage of this great nation by saying every time Jai Hind and Jai Hind and Jai Hind. It is something great. It took 70 years of a long journey of this country really to understand that we belong to this country and we belong to a Kutumbatam that has to run this whole world. All that imperialism has done to the world has now come to a zero point from where they have to again look at India and say, give us a way out from all that we created the mess in the world. Right from the maculae to animal, planted after planted. It is something like, went on trying their best to destroy this very fabric of this country and they miserably failed. And today they will stand at the international platform and say, India is the fastest growing economy in the world. Still they hesitate to say that India is the fastest growing country contributing to the world's welfare. It is not the economy that we talk about. If you take about our entire system of entire Hindu culture, the Sanatana Dharma of India, we always talked about the 4 Purusharthas, Kama, Artha, Dharma, Moksha. When did we not talk about economy? Where were those people who were governing us and who could not understand except that good morning, sorry, thank you? They didn't understand the very philosophy that the Arthashastra is the place, India, from where we contributed to the world. You don't know what is credit and debit unless we taught you. You don't know what is asset and liability. Even today you are talking about IFRS, bringing in new systems in the world. You are going to fizzle out only to accept and return to India and India alone can rule the world. Why do I say this? What authority I have got? I am born in West Bengal. I stand here, the southern part of India. This is the Nayar community representing the Kerala. There is a great similarity between these two states, except the oil. We both are fans of the fish. We are both intellectual. We both think always rationally. We are the pioneers of change in India. What made both of us think for a change. We tried that. They cannot say that we didn't give them opportunity. What they misunderstood is you can equal the society when it coming to food, shelter and clothing. But intellectually you can never bring the society together. It is the intellectual factor that has given a culture in India which says that intellectuals are the one who run the country. The intellectual need not be the one who read only the books. Pothi padi padi jagmava pandita bhaya na koi dhai akshar prema ka pade so pandit ho. It is the 2.5 letter. If you can understand what is love, then only you are a learned scholar. And India always gave the message of love. When you look at what we understood and what others understood, we are standing today at a situation where very badly world wants to come out of its complications. Their own created complications. In India we have our own complications. International complication is causing more problem to India than the internal problem. What we cannot understand today is, it is time that we address and understand that our ancestors always believed in the process of parampara, succession, the process of succession. Pass on, and pass on whatever you have in your head. Don't keep it for yourself, don't keep it to your family, because this is a rented accommodation. You have to leave this accommodation. You came in this rented accommodation only to leave it. You will carry nothing from this accommodation. Hence, please ensure that all our youngsters are given our experience a share without their asking. Let us voluntarily contribute to the 90 crores of the youth who are waiting to call shots in the world. Mr. Vinod, 2014 we started our youth wing. 15. Can I join your youth wing? The problem is in Indian culture, all the seniors are youth and all the youths are old. Why I am asking you this is, when you have today inaugurated the job portal, then let us start something else. I voluntarily stand here on behalf of the Indians here that India on the Move will contribute for the training and development of the youth of the Naya society, free of cost. We have experts from all over the country. They keep coming. Whenever you organize a program or you want us to jointly organize, we have no problem. But let's contribute to the youth what they have missed. There is a gap. It's not the 70 years gap. It is the gap from the Aryans to today. There was no Aryan invasion in India at all. It's all nonsense created in the world. Where did the Aryan came from? Which archaeological survey has proved it that Aryans came and in Mohenjo-daro and Harappa they could find the symptom of it? It was not there at all. It's time they understand that Indians have their own heritage, own culture. Everything is original, natural, nothing borrowed. So we need to inculcate back to our children. Give them what they deserve. Yes, they are right, because they have the drive and energy and they are in a hurry to text message everything. They are quite in a hurry. The moment somebody tells them I love you, immediately they react, I too love you. But the problem is, it's like a social media. I too love you and I too divorce you. So the whole gamut of the culture that has come into our social media, it is not the connectivity that is being established in the country. It is the disconnection that is happening. It is the invasion of another invasion. If that day one general from British came, said you destroy India's Sanskrit, everything else you destroy. Otherwise, as long as this language is there and these Hindu guys exist, you can never take over this country. They miserably fail, they return back to pavilion. Cricket also taken over by us. Today is we run the shot and they listen how to play the ball. So it is a total different. That means we have the capacity, we have the originality. All we needed is resurgent India, rejuvenated India. We need to reinvent ourselves and understand where our strength is. I can tell you, our strength is in these community programs only. Our ancestors were great. They understood that. That is why they made administration very easy and flexible by giving us group of activities. Some of us have also planted some misunderstandings. That one is above caste, one is low caste and all that. That do not exist in our way. What exists is intellectual differences, never the performance differences. Today you can learn everything and you can equally dominate anyone. So I proudly tell you, it is time that we all work for a training and development program, empowering our women, not merely on cooking. I'm sorry to tell you, even you see in this hall today, their numbers are more than the male numbers. But how come, Aruna Madam ji, 37 members you are having? Something wrong. Is the husband stopping them? Something wrong. Let us check up somewhere, Aruna ji. You give a WhatsApp message to everybody that you have the permission of all the husbands to join the women's wing. Please strengthen it. Please strengthen it because they have the patience. The Indian mothers have the patience. Indian mothers have the ability. The Indian mothers have a talent that has been exhibited today very well in the same platform. Matru Devo Bhava is Matru Devo Bhava. Matru Sri Wing is your wing. Matru Sri. Matru Shakti. So it is the same one I am talking about. So you have not deviated from the concept. It is the same thing. So let's rejuvenate it. Let's take everything into our hands. Let's not wait to somebody come and twist our tail to make us go forward. India is on the move. Today India is #1 in most of the areas. Why? Why? Because they only find that this is a place where they can scold the Prime Minister on the main road and they yet walk free. They can talk any rubbish and walk free. They don't dare to do it anywhere in the world. This is not a democratic country alone. It is in our genes to accept criticism. We love criticism. We are not afraid of criticism. But criticism should be constructive. We had enough criticism on destructive. We should have constructive. So it's time we exchange with the youth power, the women power, and the Nayar power, and the Indian power of Jai Hind, and make together a great India. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.